When people consider retiring in Europe on a fixed income, the debate often centers on whether capital cities or small towns offer better value for a monthly budget of $2,000. Capital cities are associated with convenience, infrastructure, and access to services, while small towns are usually associated with affordability, calm daily life, and lower housing costs. On paper, both options appear viable, but the real question is where a fixed retirement budget actually works over many years without creating constant financial pressure. Retirement is not about maximizing excitement during the first year, but about maintaining stability, comfort, and predictability over a long period of time. With a fixed monthly income, location choices can quietly determine whether retirement feels relaxed or financially stressful. Capital cities attract retirees because they offer strong public transportation, modern healthcare systems, and a wide range of cultural and social opportunities. Small towns appeal to retirees who value lower costs, quieter environments, and a slower pace of life. The challenge is that cost of living comparisons often fail to account for how daily routines differ between large cities and smaller communities. What matters most is not average prices, but how consistent and manageable expenses remain over time. To understand where $2,000 truly works, we must examine each major expense category carefully. Housing is usually the largest expense in retirement, and the area where the difference between capital cities and small towns becomes most visible. In many European capital cities, renting a modest one-bedroom apartment outside the city center often costs between $800 and $1,100 per month. Even when retirees avoid premium neighborhoods, demand in capital cities tends to keep housing prices elevated. Short-term rental pressure, population growth, and limited housing supply all contribute to higher rents. As a result, housing alone can consume more than half of a $2,000 monthly retirement budget in capital cities. In small towns, housing costs are typically much lower, especially outside major tourist destinations. A similar one-bedroom apartment in a smaller town may cost between $400 and $600 per month. Lower demand and greater housing availability help keep long-term rents more stable. This difference creates immediate financial breathing room for retirees living on fixed incomes. However, lower housing costs may come with trade-offs related to location and access to services. Utilities are another important category where location plays a significant role in retirement affordability. In capital cities, utilities including electricity, water, internet, and mobile services often range from $120 to $180 per month. Higher building density and newer infrastructure can improve efficiency, but costs remain elevated due to urban pricing structures. In small towns, utilities are often slightly lower, especially for water and internet services. However, older housing stock can lead to higher heating costs during colder months. Transportation costs differ substantially between capital cities and small towns. Capital cities typically offer extensive public transportation systems that reduce the need for car ownership. Monthly public transport passes often cost between $40 and $80, depending on the city. In small towns, public transportation is often limited or infrequent. As a result, many retirees in smaller communities rely on personal vehicles, increasing fuel, insurance, and maintenance expenses. Food costs influence daily comfort and can vary significantly depending on location. In capital cities, grocery prices are generally higher due to urban pricing, higher rents for retailers, and greater demand. Monthly grocery spending for one person in a capital city often ranges from $300 to $400. Small towns usually offer lower grocery prices, especially for locally produced food items. Many retirees in small towns spend between $200 and $300 per month on groceries. Healthcare access is one of the most important considerations in retirement planning. Capital cities typically offer better access to hospitals, specialists, and private healthcare providers. This access can reduce wait times and improve treatment options, especially for complex medical needs. In small towns, healthcare facilities may be limited, requiring travel to larger cities for specialized care. Travel costs and time commitments can increase healthcare-related expenses over the long term. Stability and inflation affect how well a fixed retirement budget performs over many years. Capital cities are often more exposed to rapid price increases due to demand and economic concentration. Small towns may experience slower price growth, particularly in housing and daily services. However, economic downturns can affect smaller communities more severely if local employment declines. Retirees must consider how stable costs are likely to remain under different economic conditions. Lifestyle factors strongly influence whether a location feels sustainable during retirement. Capital cities offer cultural events, social opportunities, and diverse dining options that appeal to many retirees. Small towns offer quieter environments, closer community ties, and less daily stimulation. Some retirees thrive in active urban environments, while others prefer calm and routine. Lifestyle preferences often determine spending patterns more than initial cost differences. When evaluating where $2,000 truly works, it is essential to consider the full combination of costs and lifestyle trade-offs. Capital cities may stretch the budget, but provide convenience and access that reduce other expenses. Small towns may offer financial breathing room, but require adjustments related to transportation and healthcare. Neither option is universally better, because retirement success depends on personal priorities and tolerance for change. Understanding these differences helps retirees make informed decisions rather than relying on average cost statistics. For some retirees, a compromise approach works best, such as living near, but not inside a capital city. This approach can balance lower housing costs with access to urban infrastructure. Ultimately, the goal is to choose a location that supports both financial stability and daily comfort. A successful retirement is built on predictable expenses rather than the lowest possible prices. In Europe, $2,000 can work in both capital cities and small towns, but only when expectations align with reality.